there's some people that are concerned because you've been out here for a couple hours. They want to make sure you're okay.
Okay.
You got some ID on you?
I'm just passing through, sir.
Okay. I need your ID.
Did I commit a crime?
You're loitering.
If I'm trespassing...
Yes, you are, because you've been here for hours. Okay. I need your ID, sir.
Imagine that you're a free American citizen. You're traveling in your car. All of a sudden, there's a terrible thunderstorm. It's early in the morning. You're on a busy road, so you pull into a gas station to wait out the storm. You turn your car off, you sit in the back seat, and you read a book as it storms for like an hour and a half. But unbeknownst to you, the cashier inside that gas station is apparently afraid of the fact that you've been parked there for 1.5 hours, so she calls the cops. You answer their questions, but they want to obtain your ID because they think that you might have warrants. And they want to search their databases for your information. But you know that you've done nothing wrong. Freedom is scary. Just because some lady in Murphy's gas station is afraid, that does not limit our rights.
I'm just trying to protect my constitutional rights. Okay?
And I understand that, but us asking you to identify yourself isn't a violation of your constitutional rights. It's not, because you're required to identify yourself while we're investigating the nature of the call.
As both a content creator and a lawyer, I take online privacy very seriously, but most people are completely oblivious to the fact that their private data is being collected and traded online by shady data brokers. Data brokers create shadow profiles on you that include a scary amount of personal details that are then used by corporations, banks, insurance companies, and even the government. That's why I use a product called Incogni that not only tracks down your personal information, but they have that data removed for you. Here's what they've done for me as of today. Incogni has located my private information with 519 different data brokers, and to date, they've had that data deleted with 488 of those data brokers, with 31 others still in progress. Now, this would be a difficult and lengthy process to attempt, even with my experience and legal expertise. It would take me 366 hours to be exact, but I haven't had to do anything. I just set it and forget it. Now they're even doing custom removals. If you find some site with your personal information on it that Incogni hasn't already removed, you can submit the link to them and they will remove it for you. So check out Incogni using the link below, or go to incogni.com/civil to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Now let's get back to the video. This is John Cho. He's from New York City. He's a member of the Religious Society of Friends. He was traveling south on February 16th, 2025, and he was planning to worship at the Athens Friend Meeting in Clark County, Georgia. On his way to the meeting, it began to rain heavily, and he stopped at a Murphy USA gas station to wait out the thunderstorm. After parking his car, he read a book called Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell. This is the actual gas station that he stopped at, Murphy USA gas station in Athens, Georgia, along this busy highway right across the street from a Walmart. John was interrupted by a knock on his car door by police officers who just had to have that crack. They had to have that ID.
I'm just stopping for the... Just stopping. Is that okay?
Yeah, there's some people that are concerned because you've been out here for a couple hours. They want to make sure you're okay.
Okay.
You got some ID on you?
Yeah, I do, but I can move if you want.
You don't. I'm not saying you have to.
I'm just resting.
I know. I'm not accusing you of anything. They want us to check on you. I just want to know who I'm talking to. That's all.
I'm just passing through, sir.
Okay. I need your ID.
Did I commit a crime?
You're loitering.
If I'm trespassing...
Yes, you are, because you've been here for hours. Okay. I need your ID, sir.
They accused John of being parked there for too long and trespassing, but when he offered to leave, they told him not to leave, that he couldn't leave, that he was being detained, and they needed his ID. John refused to give his ID because he believed that he had done nothing wrong. There was no allegation that he had even committed any crime.
Are you gonna arrest me?
Do I need to?
I don't know. I didn't.
Okay, you need to identify yourself. Please provide me your identification.
Officer, if I committed a crime,
Yes, it's called trespassing and loitering. That's a crime.
I don't believe I've been trespassing.
Okay, it doesn't matter what you believe. You need to provide your ID.
All I was doing, officer, was reading a book.
I need your ID.
I mean, you're gonna arrest me because...
If you don't provide your ID, I will.
Just for parking my car?
For trespassing and loitering. You've been here for hours. That's not normal behavior.
I just...
It's not normal behavior. I need your ID.
I don't know what you mean by normal behavior. Is that...
People don't park in gas stations for hours. They come get gas and they leave. They come to the store, grab something and leave. You've been here for hours. I need your ID.
I've actually been doing this for...
Give me your ID or then you're going to be detained.
You're going to arrest me?
Potentially, yes. I'm trying to provide you an opportunity. No,
car?
I already explained to you why we're here. Provide your ID.
Sir, I didn't do anything wrong.
Provide your ID.
I'm not required to provide...
Yes, you are when we're investigating a complaint.
No, you're not, sir. Can I talk to your sergeant?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to get out of the car, okay? Please don't. I'm just getting out of the car.
Okay, I still need your ID. You're going to provide an ID. I'm going to keep your door open.
Okay,
I'm going to know who I'm talking to.
I just want to let you know
ID.
I'm not a threat to you guys. I have no weapons.
Okay, great.
I'm just reading a book in my car.
Sir, we could have been dealt with this.
If you want to talk to your sergeant, I'm perfectly happy to wait. I'm not a threat to you guys.
I didn't say you were a threat.
I'm not resisting arrest.
The issue is not that we believe you're a threat. The issue is that we received a complaint that you've been out here for a long time.
I just parked my car to read a book. That's all.
I understand that.
There was a thunderstorm.
I'm aware
You know
of
it's
that.
unsafe to drive during a thunderstorm.
Because of the nature of the complaint, and we're out here, you need to provide us with identification
I
so we know who we're
understand.
talking to.
You're being very reasonable right now. I'm trying to be reasonable as well.
You're not.
I asked
You're
you,
not.
I asked
Is
you.
there a reason?
Do
you have warrants or something? Do you have arrest warrants out of somewhere else? Of another state? Of another jurisdiction? I mean, I see you got...
I'm waiting.
Is this your vehicle?
I'm waiting for your sergeant.
That's fine.
Okay.
And when he tells you the same thing, then what are you going to do?
I will comply once your sergeant comes here.
Okay.
And tells me...
If all you need is for him to ask for the ID, then good.
I just want to know...
I've already explained to you...
What the law is here.
I've already told you...
you guys a little...
Did you run the plate?
confused. Huh?
Did you run the plate?
But we're not confused.
Yeah, clearly not confused. You're confused.
There's nothing illegal about talking my car to read a book.
So
I don't understand why
the issue is the fact that you have been here for hours.
From what time?
So from what I think somebody inside called, they wanted us to check on you.
Okay.
That's what we're attempting to do.
And what time did they call?
They called maybe 20 minutes ago. We're
That's
just now
not an
getting
hour?
here. They said that you've been here for hours. They wanted us to check on you. So because they're wanting us to check on you, that's why we're speaking with you right now.
I'm just trying to protect my constitutional rights. Okay?
And I understand that, but us asking you to identify yourself isn't a violation of your constitutional rights. It's not, because you're required to identify yourself while we're investigating the nature of the call. If you refuse to identify yourself, that is a criminal offense, and you could go to jail for that.
Sir, if I'm committing a crime, I'd be happy to give you my driver's license and my ID.
So the crime that you're committing right now is
anything.
refusing to identify yourself.
No, that's where the confusion is.
That's not confusion. You're required to identify yourself when we're...
Look, this can be solved very quickly with your supervisor.
And he's en route.
Okay. I'm also perfectly happy to move, if that's okay with you.
Then that's what we want the end goal to be, but the issue is that usually when people don't want to identify themselves is because of some underlying factor.
That's not why.
That's exactly why, because a lot of times people will have warrants and they won't want to identify themselves so they don't go to jail. Not that I believe you have warrants, but that's what that usual theme follows.
All right.
There's a reason for not identifying
your
yourself.
logic is, I'm reading a book in my car and therefore I have a warrant and therefore you need to check my ID. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense because you're misconstruing the order of what I just explained things as.
Alright. We're miscommunicating. You're telling me stuff that doesn't make any sense. I'd like to talk to your supervisor.
And the supervisor's en route.
Okay. I'm just gonna get my phone, okay? So okay, close my car door?
Yeah, you can close
I'm
it.
not hiding anything.
I got you. You can
I
close the
just
door.
don't want anything to get wet.
Okay.
It's okay if I put my jacket on?
Where is your jacket?
It's right here.
Sure.
I'm not hiding anything.
I got you. Hold on, let's not go reaching back into the vehicle. My supervisor just pulled up.
I just got my glasses. I can't see anything.
Sure.
Although it's clear now that John is not from this area, that he was traveling, that there was a thunderstorm, the officer still has to have the ID. Not because of any actual criminal suspicion that had not already been alleviated, assuming it even existed, but he just wants to have that ID because he's probably told that's what his procedure is. When you interact with somebody, you have to get their ID so you can run their name, see if they have any warrants. Not about crime, about procedure. John wants to protect his constitutional rights, and he requests a supervisor. He's told that a supervisor is coming, but unfortunately, instead of talking to John when the supervisor gets there, he goes up to the passenger window of the original officer, and he talks to him first.
This guy.
Oh, he's been out here for hours.
What's in the water lately?
Oh, I don't know, dude. Because he's been here for hours. The employees like, car's running now, it's not. They've been out. So he's just refusing to identify himself.
Trespassed?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I just want to know who I'm talking to. I'll be talking to somebody who's got a murder warrant, for all I know. He's out in New York. So I'm trying to get something back on the plate, but I'm not sure if that's him or not. So I haven't done anything wrong. Well, maybe you haven't, but you've been here for hours, which is not normal behavior. And now you're just refusing to identify yourself, which makes me really concerned. So yeah, I need to go talk to them about potentially trespassing them. But I was like, let me see if I can find something through the vehicle information, which is what I'm trying to look up now. Which
I noticed
he's got
the name on it was like an Asian name, wasn't it?
Oh, it's an Asian dude, yeah.
And he is Asian.
Yeah, so there's a chance. I'm trying to maybe work around it, but he's just really is
he saying anything about why he's here, what he's doing?
I'm reading a book. I haven't committed a crime. Well, I'm not. You've been loitering, which is not normal behavior to be here for hours.
Yeah.
So, let me just. I'll go talk to him, but I was trying to at least know. Am I talking to somebody who's running from something? It's not. If you're from New York and you're just traveling through, I don't know that that's what he's even doing. He's got a bunch of stuff in his car, like he's like power cords and everything, other stuff in there. So you can go look in there and talk to him. I'll see if they want to trespass him, but I was trying to at least, I think it's just a red flag when you this isn't a consensual encounter. We're asked to be here because the employee was concerned. I'm going to go talk to her, but I just wanted someone else to be here because I don't know anything about this guy. He's from out of state, which...
Go see what they want to do, because if they want to trespass him, obviously then we can push him a little harder.
Rather than showing any concern whatsoever for the constitutional rights of this innocent man, the supervisor, before even learning the facts, before even talking to John, he's helping to conspire to jam this guy up. So John has offered to leave. John has not been told to leave by the property owner. The cops have not been told that John has been asked to leave. The supervisor's directions are to go inside and see if they will ask John to leave, so then they can ramp things up.
Go see what they want to do, because if they want to trespass him, obviously then we can push him a little harder.
And set up an arrest for trespassing or some sort of obstruction charge for not giving them his ID. But it hasn't happened yet. So officer number 1 then goes inside to talk to the gas station lady who was afraid of absolutely nothing and called the cops for absolutely no reason, creating this entire incident that never should have happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Sergeant.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
How can I help you today? What's going on?
I don't need any help, but I did stop my car.
Okay.
It was thunderstorm. It was not safe to drive. I was reading my book, and then these officers came and knocked on my door and said I was trespassing. And I said I didn't think I was trespassing. I can move on.
Okay. We got a call here that the car's been sitting here for several hours, and that's why we were called to come out and investigate.
It's been here since it was thunderstorm.
Okay.
I was hoping to ride out the rain.
Okay.
I didn't think I was committing a crime.
Well, I understand that, and if that's the case, that's the case. Like I said, we got a call to come out here and look into it and investigate.
Okay, I understand.
Because they said that the vehicle's been sitting here for several hours. From their perspective,
Yeah.
that's suspicious, right?
Okay, I'm not complaining about that.
Okay. So, I'm just curious, because I noticed you have a New York plate.
Yeah, I'm
You've got a
traveling.
rack. So, are you from New York?
Yes,
Okay. A resident of New York?
yes.
Okay. What brings you down to Georgia?
I'm visiting different houses of worship.
Okay. Is there one here in Athens, or are you passing through Athens?
This one, I think it's at Cherokee. Cherokee Corner Church.
Cherokee Corner Church. In Athens, are you familiar with that?
I know.
We have Cherokee
Cornerstone
Road and we have
Church.
Cornerstone. I don't know about a Cherokee Corner.
It says Arnoldsville, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
it's
So you're a
not
little ways out that way still.
actually in Athens.
Yes, sir. It's in another 20 minutes or so down the road then.
This seems like gaslighting. The Friends Church is actually on this same road, only 5 miles further down the road. Again, this man has answered every question that he doesn't even have to answer. Whatever suspicions this random gas station lady may have been alleviated. Just send him on his way.
Okay. What kind of church is that?
I'm going to a Quaker meeting.
Okay. Okay. And you do a lot of the traveling around then? Are you like a higher up member of it? Or?
I'm traveling in the ministry.
Okay.
Just visiting different Quaker meetings.
Understandable. Okay. So again, from our perspective, just so you understand, right?
Yeah.
We don't just show up. We get a call.
I'm not complaining about
So-
that. The only issue I had was that your officers kept insisting on me showing my ID, and I said, I'll show you my ID if you're going to arrest me if I committed a crime. And that's all, that's where it stopped.
Sure. So what we're investigating right now is we're investigating the complaint of loitering.
Okay?
Right, and that's what we're investigating, and that's why we're out here. So we are investigating the complaint of a crime. We're not just out here because, right?
Okay.
And we need to determine what's going on. We need to talk to the people in the store and all that. And just quite frankly, like whether you're in trouble or not, right? As soon as someone says that they don't want to show us, that they refuse to show us an ID, it's a red flag for us.
Okay.
Right. It shows us in a lot of cases, and I'm not saying it's you specifically, but a lot of people are trying to hide from something. And the easiest way to move on and clear it up is if you've got nothing to hide from, we run your name, it comes back clean,
Right.
and we all just move on. You go to church, and,
Yeah.
and we leave the gas station, and everyone's on their way to that.
Okay.
Right? And it's simple enough as that. Because otherwise, the loitering complaint, then it only furthers our suspicion that,
Right.
that there's something weird going on, and
Right.
that there's a problem of some sort.
Yeah. But
Right?
clearly
And so
there-
that's part of our
Right.
investigation.
I tried to explain to your officers that I only stopped because of the rain. I had to move on. I was just reading my book when they knocked on the door. I wasn't doing anything illegal. As far as I know you're saying that I'm trespassing, but I didn't realize I was trespassing.
And we understood that, which is
Morning. I don't know. He's being difficult. Do you want to bar him?
Good morning, huh?
He's coming from. He's not even from here. He's from New York. So I don't know what he's got going on.
I mean, I wasn't even gonna call him, but it's like every weekend. This is something that's happening to me.
Yeah,
like
it happened
every
last weekend. The weekend
Yeah,
after.
last
I remember
Saturday,
that.
Okay.
I was sitting on pump 7 for about an hour. Just
Yeah.
sitting
No,
there.
that's not normal behavior. I agree.
It's different.
I don't have any-
And
you
he's
want-
been out there since about 5:45.
Okay.
Thanks, huh? Appreciate it. Have a
I
good
mean,
day.
it
I'll be
was
back at
pouring
12.
down raining, so I was like, maybe they just needed to pull over, but hell, come in and say something. We open at 6 a.m. I don't know what the hell you doing.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's you tucked in the corner. It's like that's how things I get it. Do you want to bar him, or what do you want to do?
I mean,
you can. It's up to you. I mean, I don't work for the store.
I mean, he hasn't came in here and did anything, but I don't want to bar him for no reason. But hell, I need him to get off this property.
Okay.
Go somewhere else. But
Okay.
I probably should go ahead and bar him because he's gonna come back and say you're the one called the cops on me. Probably.
I mean, I don't know this guy. He's not from here. He's from New York. So
You can bar him. I
you
really
want
do
to bar
think
him?
it's
Okay.
harder. I'm scared.
I get it. It's a crazy world we live in.
Especially on the east side.
Yeah, they want to bar him.
If you want to bar him,
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain to you the nature of our
So
investigation.
here's the thing, sir. They want to bar you from the property. Okay, that's on them. That's their right to do. So in order to do that, at this point in time, it is a criminal trespass warning. Okay, it's not an arrest. However, it is something where we do need your ID so that we can fill out the paperwork and officially make it that you are barred from this property. Okay, so at this point in time, because they want to do that, we are going to need your ID.
Okay, I just need to fully understand what's going on. So I parked my car here during the rain. They called you, I don't know exactly when, but when you guys arrived, you asked for my ID. I refused to give my ID because I didn't believe I did anything wrong. But now you went to the manager or whoever this person is, and they are asking for a bar. I'm just trying to explain.
They're trespassing you from the
Trespass
property.
warning. So what they're doing is they are barring you. They are trespassing you from the property, which means if you return back here, then you will be arrested for trespass. Okay. So for that process, we will need your ID. Okay.
So just so I understand, they're asking me to leave.
No, they're telling you you're not back allowed on this property. They're making an official report and documenting that you're not allowed on this property.
Okay, I haven't been here before.
It doesn't matter, sir.
I'm just trying to
No,
understand.
you keep on trying to string it
You say
along,
you keep trying to understand, but we're explaining to you the process.
and you just keep on
Okay?
going in circles.
So,
We're not going to keep
and
doing
you
this.
keep going back to the point that we've already explained. All right. So here's the thing: we get your ID, we put it in the system, we trespass you from the property. You're on your way. You're never going to return here again, so it's not going to be a problem for you, right?
I
so
wasn't planning
we
to
make
come
it
back.
official, and we move on, and that's that. That's the end of it right there.
So,
Okay.
Sir, I was not planning to come back here.
Okay.
So,
Okay, but we have to make it official still
That's
for
great.
their request. Now, if you don't like that, you can call into corporate and you can complain about that.
I don't know what this company is.
It's Murphy's.
Okay.
Okay, it's the Murphy's gas station.
Okay.
But right now, the people that are on site, who are the ones that have the authority to do that, that's what they want to do. Okay, so we're going to move forward with that process.
All right, we're going to go to jail. All right, put your hands on your back, please. Thank you.
Let me buy this one on the car.
I don't know, like, if you're like on a crusade or something, man. Is there anything else going to poke, stick, or cut me?
No, I don't have anything sharp.
Okay, thank you.
But John doesn't budge in the end. He believes that what the officers were doing was wrong, violating his constitutional rights, and he ended up getting arrested for it. In Georgia, like most other states, the trespassing law requires that he enter the property with knowledge that he's been trespassed from it or not supposed to be there. He had not been trespassed from the property. He couldn't have committed criminal trespassing in Georgia unless he were to leave and then come back on the property. He had already offered to leave. Not giving up your ID to officers is not a standalone crime in Georgia. In fact, it can't be a standalone crime anywhere because police officers cannot forcibly detain you without reasonable suspicion that you have committed some crime. Here, he could not have committed trespassing. And then all the questions that he answered alleviated any other hunches that the officers may have had, that he was casing out the joint or anything like that. He clearly was not. They knew that he was not. They just were upset that he asserted his rights, and they thought that was suspicious. Reasonable suspicion to forcibly ID somebody cannot be the fact that they asserted their Fourth Amendment rights. That's not illegal. That's protected activity. Just because some lady in a gas station is afraid of her own shadow doesn't mean that any of us have some reduced version of Fourth Amendment rights. That doesn't mean that police officers can't come up to you and ask you questions and ask for your ID. That's a consensual encounter. They haven't seized you yet. But here John said, well, I'll leave if I can leave. Can I leave? I'll leave right now. And they did not allow him to leave. That invoked the Fourth Amendment. And the problem with that is they didn't have any reasonable suspicion that they could articulate that any crime had been committed at all. Because, it could not have been trespassing. The officers knew that there had been a thunderstorm. It was still raining. He answered all of these questions. It made perfect sense. It wasn't a traffic stop. He wasn't driving. There was no statutory obligation for him to hand over his ID. He answered all the other questions that they had. They just had to have that crack. They just had to have that ID. On the other side of things, I'm sure there are many of you saying it was so easy just to comply. Why didn't he just comply? If we all complied all the time, government would never stop taking. That's why. Freedom is scary. Just because some lady in Murphy's gas station is afraid, that does not limit our rights. Our freedom does not end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.